Bienvenidos. Por favor. Bueno. Welcome. We're going to start the event, guys. Is that okay? I'll let you finish. Yeah, thanks. So, welcome. Bienvenidos todos y todas a nuestro evento de hoy. Today's event is wonderful to see, but the occasion couldn't be worse. I'd like to begin with a land acknowledgement by the Kingston Land Trust, forgive me, who is proprietor of this land. Right up on it. Okay, got it. Sorry, guys. The Kingston Land Trust acknowledges that we occupy and hold title to land that was violently taken from the original stewards, the Esopus peoples of Lenapehoking. As a land trust, we consider land our sacred and collective heritage, and we find our purpose in the protection, access, and stewardship of that heritage. I promise you this is relevant. Hold on. To do so in alignment with our commitment to justice requires us to confront the truths of indigenous land dispossession, displacement, attempted genocide, and erasure. We acknowledge that these grave injustices continue and are the reasons why many of us as non-natives peoples can live here, can exist here today. Therefore, the Kingston Land Trust understands that justice for and solidarity with Esopus and Lenape peoples must be central to our organization's purpose and work. We acknowledge the native plants and animals, waters, and lands that make up Lenapehoking as living relatives of the Lenape. We affirm the ancestral relationships and responsibilities Esopus and Lenape peoples have to their relatives. And we are committed to building respectful, reciprocal, reparative partnerships with Lenape peoples so that these responsibilities may be upheld. More broadly, the Kingston Land Trust looks forward to exploring the various ways we can support the repatriation of land, both locally, regionally, and honor the sovereignty of indigenous peoples in the past, present, and future of Turtle Island. So we really have to think about how the land pledge just reminds us that oppression has been central to the narrative since the beginning. Native peoples, Black and brown folks, immigrants generally, the LGBTQIA community, women. But if the oppressions are connected, so is our struggle against them. And sometimes struggle can look like a peaceful vigil to honor and remember Rachel Good, but not just her, but all the lives lost to ICE. We want to shout out and thank our sister organizations for helping us organize this event. We have with us, UIDN, the Ulster Immigrant Defense Network, essential to the immigrant community in our town. The Mid-Hudson DSA, JVP, Wednesday Walks, Black Lives Matter, Indivisible, For the Many, and Ulster Rapid Response. And, of course, all of you for being here. Voy a decir unas palabras en español. Acabo de dar nos pusimos en conciencia, ¿verdad?, sobre que esta tierra fue indígena y fue robada violentamente. ¿Y por qué? ¿A qué viene eso aquí? Lo que tenemos que entender es que las opresiones siempre han sido parte de la historia, del origen, ¿no? Además, no solamente han sido las personas indígenas, las personas negras, las personas, ¿verdad?, de otros países, los inmigrantes, las mujeres, los miembros de la comunidad LGTB, etc. Pero si las opresiones están unidas, también nuestra lucha lo está. Y a veces la lucha puede lucir como una vigilia, como música, para recordar vidas que se nos han robado ICE. Y por eso les agradezco mucho a todos que están acá. Y les recuerdo que ningún ser humano es ilegal. Just to end, I will remind you that no human being is illegal. I'll pass it on to my next speaker. No human being is illegal. No human being is illegal. Next speaker.
Oh my God, I feel like I'm on the Empire State Building. Are we all here? Are we all here? Are we all here? You know, I like to thank everybody for coming out tonight to give honor to Miss Good, which ironically is the same name, last name is Monica, both killed by armed agents of the state. And I think that we need to start thinking about what this means, because the fascism has been coming for a long time. We just got the right, you have to have the right pieces in place. And the orange guy is a good piece for what he's doing. We got Maduro's, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So I think at this time, I would just like to read the names of the 32 other people, just like Miss Good, that were killed this year. We have Gentry Ruiz from Honduras, Sirawet Dejin from Ethiopia, Maxim Sherinak from the Ukraine. Sorry about that. Juan Martinez, the Dominican Republic. Brian Garzon Rayo of Colombia. That was in April. Nan Nigak Niguin. It doesn't say where he is from. Marie Ange Blase, Haiti. Abelardo Avellaneda Delgado, Colombia. Jesus Molina Vella, Mexico. Now we're in June. Johnny Noviello was found unresponsive at the Bureau of Prisons Federal Detention in Miami. It doesn't say where he's from. He moved with family from Quebec to Florida. Isidro Perez, Cuba, undetermined causes. Tien Wan Fan, in July. It doesn't say where he's from. China. Along with Chao Feng Ji of China, died 4 days after entering ICE custody. Now we're in August. Lorenzo Antonio Batres Vargas, Colombia. Oscar Rascon Duarte, Mexico. We're in September. Santos Benegas Reyes, Honduras. Ishmael Ayala Uribe, died at the Adelanto Detention Center in California. still in September, Norland Guzman Fuentes, El Salvador. He was killed when a gunman opened fire at the ICE office, at the ICE field office. There seems to be a lot of people dying with people shooting at where ICE is. I don't know exactly what that means. Norland Guzman Fuentes, El Salvador. Wei Bing Zai of China. October, Leo Cruz Silva of Mexico. Hassan Ali Modi Saleh. It doesn't say where he's from. Okay? Did I say Jose Castro Rivera? Honduras. Gabriel Garcia Aviles, Mexico. Kai Ying Wang, China. There's an awful lot of people from China, too, you know? Never even heard of this. Francisco Gaspar Andres, Guatemala. That's now we're in December. Pete Samalo Montejo, Philippines. Sherez Fatahali Sakwani, Pakistan. John Wilson Brutus died in Newark. Where was he from? Doesn't say. Kai Ying Wang of China. Francisco Gaspar Andres, Guatemala. Fuad Saeed Abdul Qadir of Eritrea. Ninko Stanes Gantev, 56, was born in Bulgaria. And then the last person to die this year was Delvin Francisco Rodriguez of Dominican Republic. That's 32 people last year. That was the highest count since 2000 and I think it said 2018 or something like that. I think that we need to realize that whatever we thought was coming is already here. Okay, whatever we thought was coming is already here. The thing is, what are we going to do? We need to be having big forums like this, strategizing. How are we going to keep us safe, and how are we going to support our community? That's right. Say her name. Say her name. Hey, her name. Say her name. Power to the people. All right. You're welcome. Uh-oh. Wait, I got to get down with the bad foot first. Thank you.
I know, close to the mic. Hello, my name is Richard Heil de Ortiz. I'm the Executive Director of the Hudson Valley LGBTQ+ Community Center. I am the Executive Director of the Hudson Valley LGBTQ+ Community Center. Over the past 24 hours, I've been grappling with how sadness and anger can coexist in one's head and body, and how to effectively channel and express those feelings. Knowing this, I want to use the words of others in the wake of yesterday's murder to get out what I am thinking. They killed my wife, a shocked and grief-stricken woman wailing as she stood helpless across the street, her wife's body slumped over the wheel of their wrecked life, her life shattering around her. I don't care, a callous, cold-hearted ICE Gestapo shouted when a bystander said he was a physician and begged to help the dying or already dead Renee Good. That's bullshit. The words of Jacob Fry, the mayor of Minneapolis, after viewing videos and in response to Kristi Noem's attempt to obscure the truth and shift the blame to the victim. A Jew like me, Frey likely knows all too well what othering, what the Gestapo looks like and feels like. We feel it in our bones. Renee Good was a member of our larger community, a queer woman. And I know that she is not the first to lose her life at the hands of state violence, as Miss Ann just shared with us. Her wife is not the first to have her life destroyed by careless hate. I also know that this murder occurs in the context of months, no years, of Trump, MAGA, and their ilk demonizing our LGBTQ plus community, especially our transgender friends, family, and neighbors. On virtually the same day as Renee Good's murder, the Lempton Institute of Genocide Prevention and Human Security issued a report warning that the policies and actions of this toxic, hate-filled regime that target transgender Americans match early warning signs of mass atrocity. We simply cannot let this happen. Queer, trans, straight, black, brown, and white, we must come together to fight against the calamity that they have told us loudly and clearly they intend to wreak on all of us. Let Renee's death have meaning. Let us all be the flame against the tide. Thank you.
Now, how about now? Yes? Okay. My name is Victor Cueva. I am the Executive Director of the Ulster Immigrant Defense Network. I am, thank you. I am an immigrant from Peru who lived in this country and documented. I am a father. I am also a husband. And today is my wedding anniversary, and I'll get to be home tonight with my family, but Renee Wood will not. And that is because she tragically lost her life helping the immigrant community in Minneapolis. This great ally was brutally murdered, and you can watch the footage on how this happened. Now, this administration, this government, this dictatorship is saying that it was in self-defense, that this was domestic terrorism. And just before I came here today, I heard the vice president say that that ICE operates within absolute immunity. Let me say this clearly and join the mayor of Minneapolis in saying that that is bullshit. It is unlawful, it is unconstitutional, and we cannot allow it to happen. Enough is enough. How many more lives are we going to lose before we take actions? I join all of you, all the organizations, all the protesters across the United States in demanding this government to stop terrorizing our communities, killing our allies and immigrants who are facing detention, deportation, and inhumane conditions at the hands of ICE and government officials. It is time, as it was said before, to organize. What can we do? I call on our federal elected politicians to really take meaningful steps to abolish ICE. It is time. This is not a government organization or administration. This is now a murderess with immunity that can operate with impunity, and we cannot allow that to happen. So, I want to offer my condolences to the family of Ms. Wood, to the millions of immigrants that have suffered at the hands of this administration. And I ask that we please continue to organize, to talk, to strategize, to put pressure on our elected officials to do something. We cannot be showing appreciation to ICE. We cannot be deferential to this government. We have to take action to abolish ICE. We cannot play by the rules because they're not following the rules. The courts are allowing for this to happen. LA, Chicago, New York, Charlotte, Minneapolis are being occupied by federal agents, and now they're killing people for enforcing their First Amendment rights, for protesting, calling it domestic terrorism, calling it self-defense. The First Amendment is the First Amendment for a reason. It is what distinguishes the U.S., or is supposed to distinguish the U.S. from other nations. Yet it is now being used as a weapon to call it domestic terrorism and to suppress the will and voice of the people. No more. We cannot let this continue to happen. So please, let's regroup. Let's continue to talk. Let's organize. Let's call on our elected officials to do their job. Let's support Minneapolis and stop this. Thank you.
Just go for it. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sarahana Shrestha, and I'm very glad to see all of you here. I am also very proud that I was naturalized right here in Ulster County. So, I just want to repeat the facts. There was a woman in a vehicle who was not obstructing anyone. You can see it in the video that she was waving, in fact, for the ICE agents to drive past her. Not only did she try to drive away from these coward masked agents, this person who shot her had to reach into the car to kill this person. Then they have the nerve to say that it was self-defense. This incident is not a surprise. It is not an exception. It is the perfect culmination of what this organization was designed for. ICE was not designed to keep our communities safe. It was not designed to keep crime on check. It was designed to institutionalize hatred, to institutionalize racism, and to inflict violence in our communities, and to turn everyone against each other. That is what this is, a political expression of. This body of coward masked men who can not even show their faces and not even reveal their identity. Yes, that's right. So, F them, right? We're here because we are not discouraged. We know that if it's hatred that's being institutionalized, we have to institutionalize solidarity. We have to institutionalize compassion. Whatever happened to the idea of neighbors being neighbors? Yes. People like Mike Lawler are out there tweeting, quoting Mayor Mamdani and saying that to say rugged individualism should be replaced with the warmth of collectivism is basically tyranny. That's what he's out there saying. It is not an un-American concept to have a community, to have a network of people that you trust, that you rely on, and that you welcome more people into this network. So we reject this idea that universal health care is a nightmare communist idea that is dangerous for the country. In the meantime, masked, armed agents can go around shooting people. And I would say this is an incident that we saw because somebody filmed it, but there are all these incidents we never see. There are people dying in our prisons. They are dying all the time, and their families get a call saying they fell down the stairs when in fact somebody killed them in a situation where they have no rights and where they have no control over their own well-being. So we are up against a huge fight. First of all, abolish ICE, right? It doesn't matter who's in the White House, abolish this organization. There are many ways, there's many literature, there's many research that shows us how to do community safety effectively. And this way is the opposite. And people who put these people on the street are no longer even pretending that community safety was the goal to begin with. They're not even pretending. It is out in the obvious that the goal is to create hierarchy between people, to say one race is more important than the other, to say one language is more important than the other, and that is what we're up against, and it's not going to be an easy fight. So we really need to be committed to fighting what is basically a culture. It is difficult it's not just the politics, it is the culture. So every day we do have to practice this idea of solidarity no matter where we see it fracturing, no matter where we see it breaking. And we are going to get this guy out of the White House, by the way. Yes, we are, but we do not want the institutions to continue. We want a transformative change. Safety means stable housing. Safety means healthcare. Safety means being able to pay your utility bills. Safety means being able to get around in safe public transit, not getting hit when you're driving on the street. These are the pillars of safety that we need, and that's what we have to fight for. So I want to say to Mike Lawler, just shut up, man. Just shut up. Because you really, you should go read a book or two, is my personal opinion. I don't even know how these people get into office. But that's the work we have cut out for us, and I'm so glad that all of you are here. It is unfortunate that we keep having to meet over depressing and devastating incidents, but I'm very glad to be here. I also want to say I'm very glad of how welcoming the people in the Mid-Hudson Valley have been towards me as somebody who was not born and raised here and ran for office. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, and stay warm.
Thank you.
Want Jen to go next? Are you going next? Okay. Right to your mouth.
Thank you for being here today. My name's Daniel Atona. I'm a council member in the city of Poughkeepsie and a proud member of Mid-Hudson Valley DSA and For the Many. I'm also the son of an immigrant from the Philippines who taught me that every life is sacred.
I am Michelle Hirsch. I am a member of the Mid-Hudson Valley DSA, For the Many, and a City of Kingston Council member, Majority Leader. I am a descendant of Holocaust victims and immigrants, and if they were not allowed to come to this country, I would not be standing here today. Everyone tells me Renee Good looks like someone they know. She looks like us. She looks like our sisters. She looks like our mothers. She looks like our daughters. Anytime it could be one of us. And we are not going to allow this ever to happen here and try to stop it everywhere. We need to stop the ICE facility from coming into Orange County. We need the ICE facility in Orange County Jail to be shut down. We want them gone. Get out of our towns. Get out of our cities. Thank you.
Abolish and prosecute ICE. Eternal shame on Donald Trump, Republican politicians, and any Democratic politicians who don't support abolishing ICE. Shame! Let's take a moment of silence for the 36 people who were recently killed by ICE. Those 36 people should all be alive today. Renee Good should be alive today. ICE and other federal immigration agents are all fascist cowards who hide their faces as they gleefully rip apart families and commit murder. They need to get the hell out of our communities. Our cities of Kingston and Poughkeepsie don't cooperate with ICE, but that's not good enough. No state or local government should be working with ICE. We need the New York for All Act. We need the MELT Act to unmask ICE. And that $170 billion going to ICE should be going to our communities instead, to take care of everyone, no matter their immigration status. I want to talk about what happened in Rochester last year. ICE came to take away some folks who were working on a roof. The community put out a call. Hundreds of people showed up. There were so many of them that ICE got nervous and left. They're cowards. We're strong. These aren't their streets. These are our streets. Whose streets? Whose streets? Whose streets? When ICE shows up, are you going to let them take your neighbors? Are you going to let them take your neighbors? We're going to track them. We're going to film them. We're going to outnumber them, and we're going to push them out, and we're going to abolish them. Yes. Are you ready? Yes. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to pass it to County Executive Jen Metzger.
I'm going to be quick because I'm not on the program. But I just want to say Ulster County stands with the community of Minneapolis. We stand with Renee Good's family. We stand with our immigrant community. And we stand against ICE. And we want no part of ICE. And we need to get rid of ICE. Thank you very much.
So, thank you all again for coming. Before I give my announcements, a good abolish ICE would be great. Yeah. No. Yeah. You're screaming into it though. All right. So I have a couple of actions and events to make you guys aware of. Please sign the Ulster County School Community Care Pledge. That's one thing you can do right now. I'm a teacher here in Kingston. Please sign it. We love you. I want to announce the Grief Circle being put on this Saturday, January 10th. Grief Circle for people killed by ICE and state violence. And it is here in Kingston, AJ William Myers African Roots Community Center. All right, and it starts at 3:30 p.m. is the presentation, 4 p.m. is a circle. I'm sure there's more information about that floating around. In addition, on January 12th, which is Monday, we have the New York for All March for the Disappeared. It's a New York for All coalition and a marching community vigil to honor every New Yorker torn from their loved ones and demand that our leaders pass the New York for All Act. This is January 12th at 11 a.m. at the Capitol Building in Albany. Okay, and with that, I am going to introduce our singers and encourage us all to do some more chanting. Para cerrar, gracias a todos por venir. Hay varias acciones que podemos tomar. Pueden firmar la promesa de el condado. Aquí la tengo en español porque lo estoy inventando. Perdón. El compromiso, disculpen, compromiso de apoyo comunitario de las escuelas del condado de Ulster, ¿verdad? Yo soy profesora aquí en Kingston. Por favor, fírmenla. Además, hay 2 eventos. Hay un círculo para velar y pasar el duelo sobre las personas que se han perdido por ICE y la violencia del Estado, que es aquí en Kingston, el sábado a las 3:30 en el A.J. Williams Myers African Roots Community Center. Más información seguro que hay por aquí. Además, tenemos una marcha en Albany el lunes. Es a las 11 de la mañana. Y ya con eso puedo introducir a los músicos. So I will happily introduce our music and chants.
So